Let us look at the second exercise in the networking lab. Here we are going to connect three nodes. One of them will be taken as the source node, the other one will be taken as the central or the intermediary node, and the last node will be considered as the destination. So when we complete our exercise, our simulator will look like this. So we have a source node that's going to send the packets, and there is going to be an intermediary node that is going to receive the packet from the source, and like the first exercise, we are going to have a destination node that's going to receive the packet. So let's look at the exercise now. I have with me the Notepad++, and the first part of the exercise remains same. In order for us to create a simulator, we need to create a object of type simulator, and we call them as NS. Then whatever action that's going to take place here, so when you send the packet, whatever actions that are going to take place, we are going to trace all of them here, and we are going to store them in a file called output.nam. So we open a file called nf. This could be xyz or f name or anything, any variable name, and this variable points to a file called as output.nam, and it is opened in the write mode. And then we are going to say that we will trace all the activities or all the events that are going to take place in the simulation. We can say that no, I don't want all the event. You just show me the queue, how the queue is functioning, and in that case you have to change this word over here. The next part is what is going to happen when the simulation completes. So we will write a procedure called as finish. This procedure is called when the simulation completes. And what does this particular procedure will do is it will take two global variable. One is ns, other one is nf. So it takes two of them. And using the ns, it will flush all the things back to the file. So whatever the activity it has recorded, it is flushed out. And finally we have opened the file here, and we are going to close that file. This will complete the simulation. After that, we will execute the NAM animator, and that is this one. This is the NAM animator. We are going to use this NAM animator, and we are going to give this output.nam, that is the trace file that you have just created. We will give that file to the NAM animator, and we will ask the animator to execute. So in that case, what's going to happen is when the simulation completes, NAM will automatically starts, and it will show you the animation. And definitely we will exit with the code 0 saying the operating system that everything went fine. So what we need now is three things. We need the three nodes. So I create the three variable n1, n2, n3. All of them are the type of node, and it is ns is the simulator. You know very well, you created an object of type simulator. In that simulator, we are going to create three nodes, n0, n1, n2. Now this part is not there in your code that was given to you. So what I have done is I have given them the label. So for n0, I just say label is equal to source, and that's why it is showing you the source there. For n1, I have given a label called as intermediary or intermediate, and n2 I gave the label as destination, so that you can easily find out. This part is not required for your examination, or because it is not given in your original manual that was provided to you. The next part is we need the connection between them. So we need the connection between the N0 and N1 and N1 and N2. So between N0 and N1, I am going to establish 1 Mbps connection, and I will use the drop tail. So this is the connection between them. Between N1 and N2, you are going to have one more connection, again 1 Mbps line with the drop tail. After that, we need to set the TCP agent over here, so that the data can be sent from the node 0 and it can be received at the other side. So one we will set it as a source, the other one we will set it as a sink. So I create a TCP agent called TCP0. Any variable is okay with that matter, and I set the class as 1. This is the number of flows. 1 means there is one flow is there. Suppose let's say you have this situation wherein you had one more node over here. Just to tell you that this could be the situation. You have one more node here, and that node is also connected. In that case, there will be two flows which are going from here. Okay, so how many flows are there? So in this case, there is only one flow. So class 1 indicates there is one. You can make it a class 2. There will be two flows. Okay, and we attach the agent that was created to the source here, that is N0. I have taken it as N0. So I am attaching a TCP source here. I'm going to attach a TCP source to the source here, and similarly I'm going to attach a sink to the destination. So let's see that particular thing. We are going to create a TCP sink here. So we are going to create a TCP sink called the sink 0, and we will attach it to the node 2 over here. That is what is shown over here. Then the next thing that we need to do here is, now what we have here is one source is there, TCP agent is there, that is source agent, and the other side we have the sink is there. These two has to be connected together. Okay, and that is what is being done. So we are going to connect the TCP0, that is this part, this agent, with the sink over here. So that is done. Then in order for the agent to send the packet, so agent is there. Now somebody has to generate the packet and give it to this agent, so that the agent will send it across this connection. So we create a CBR traffic, and every packet that it's going to generate is 500 KB packet, and at the interval of 0.01 very quickly you generate the packets. And this CBR, whatever you have created, that's a source. It is like something that's going to generate the packet. Somebody has to generate that packet and give it to the agent, so that the agent can deliver it over to the other side, and that is what is taken care by the CBR0. So we have, it is like you have a generator, a kind of a generator that will generate the electricity, and you connect that generator to this agent, so that the agent can deliver the current. So here you notice at the end you attach the CBR generator to the TCP0. And what is this? The TCP0 is this agent, which I call it as TCP source, and the other side you have the sink. So the source has to get some packet. Source will not generate the packet. Somebody else is going to generate the packet, and that packet will be given to the agent at the source, and it will be delivered there. The next part is, that's the end of it. Next is when are you going to start the simulator and when are you going to end the simulator. So we tell the generator over here. So I told you there is a agent, TCP agent, and we have a generator here. We have a generator here that's going to generate the packet. At what time it's going to generate? So we will tell the CBR that you start the remember the simulation will start at 0, but we say that at 0.5 you start generating the packet. That's what we say, and as the things will go on at 4.5 you just stop the generation of packet. And finally we tell the NS, that the simulator, that everything has to end at 5. So at 5 seconds you just stop everything. There is nothing else to be done. So you start from the 0 up to go up to 5, and when the time reaches 5 seconds you just stop the entire simulation. So in between we say that from 0 at 0.5 this CBR will generate the packet, and CBR will stop at 4.5, and for the remaining 0.5 second nothing is going to happen. Finally we are going to tell the CBR, finally we are going to tell the NS that start executing everything now. So this is the script that I have it here. Now in order for me to run this particular script, I have installed the NS2 on Windows itself. So what I have noticed is if you are using Ubuntu, the system becomes terribly slow, and it's going to take a lot of time for you to start the Ubuntu. Even though I was using the last exercise I shown you the very old version of Ubuntu, that is 14 point version was used, LTS version was used, but it was slow. So what I did was I searched for Sigwin. Okay, so what is this Sigwin? Sigwin, let me show you that story from the Sigwin. So Sigwin is nothing but it is a Unix-like environment. So you get a Unix-like command prompt in the Windows itself, Microsoft Windows itself. You can search for the Sigwin installation and you can install Sigwin on your machine. Then Sigwin will, if you just install Sigwin, you're going to get the Windows, the Unix command shell. I'm going to just zoom in for you in Windows, and I'm going to just show you that this is the Unix command shell that you see it. If you type ls here and press enter, it is going to give you the Unix-like command. So I can say pwd Unix command, you can always try there. So it is a Unix shell that is created inside Windows, and it's not going to take a lot of resources from the Windows side. But that's not enough. You need in order for the NS, that is emulator, to run. Remember, you can run the NS inside here, but the network animator, which was there, NAM requires a windowing system. It requires a GUI so that it can show you a window. When I executed last time, I shown you a window in which the NAM comes in. So it is not a black and white command prompt wherein it can show the animation. So for that, what is being done is you need to install X manager or Sigwin X. You have to do that. So what is this? Sigwin X is the implementation of X Windows system on Microsoft Windows. Okay. Being a student, you may not understand what is it all about, but if you are like me, who is a very old person, then you have somewhere you studied about X windowing system in Linux as well as in the graphics, and that is what is being used up here. So I'm going to start I've already installed it on my Windows. I'm going to just click on start, and I will go over here, and once you install it, remember it is if you install X Windows, that does not mean that Oh, this was not really required. There is also zooming available even in the Windows, but anyway, if you just install what was I was telling you was, if you just install the X Windows system, NS that is network simulator will not get installed. After that you have to install network simulator. So this will just create a SIGWIN will just create a Unix environment, that's all, but it will not have the NS installed in it. You have to install NS and you have to install the SIGBIN X system. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to start the X Windows system. One thing you must understand over here is that when you start this XWin server, sometime it doesn't start. You may have to go and start it one or two times, then it will start. Okay, I don't know why, but it sometime it just can't start. Again go and start and it is going to start. Okay, if it is starting, what you are going to notice is on your taskbar over here, you will notice X here. So you will notice that X, you can click and see that X here. Right click on it and go here and say X terminal. It's going to start the X terminal. Okay, so I'm going to just zoom out for you and then I'm going to do that thing. Now this is not really required because once you do that, you are going to see this X window terminal. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just increase the font size to medium. I think, and the can I use the true type font? Okay, so that you can see that. Okay, so where am I? I'm in the home directory of my Unix system. Now I have created a shortcut in Windows because I've installed everything in my Windows here. Now I'm in the SIGWin. I'm going to just zoom in for you again. I'm in the SIGWin and in the home directory, in the home I have my money. So that means in the Unix, don't think that okay, what is this person is talking about. I am not talking about Windows. I am talking about Unix system. In Unix you have your home directory. I am there in my home directory. That is what I want to say. Don't think that I am not talking about Windows and my desktop and my computer. It is, even though everything is there inside Windows, but it is now part of the Unix system. So if I'm going to do the ls here, if I type ls here, you will notice that it's going to show you a few things. Where is this folder now? I think this is the one. Okay, you are going to notice that let me just keep it here. You're going to notice that there is a folder called as lab, there is a folder called as ns, and there are files like startwinx.exe dump and the other things. And now some of you may say, who are not familiar with the Unix, you may say that what about these files? It is not showing you bash history, bash file and so on and so forth. For them, let me remind you that in Unix, if the file starts with the dot, it means it is hidden. It is not shown directly. How to show that thing? Read the Unix commands to how to even list them in the ls. But my intention is not to teach you how to use Unix. My intention is to tell you how to use the network simulator. Now I'm going to just type pwd, my present working directory. That is what I told you. I'm in the home directory. I'm in my home directory. But my commands, let me go back to the zoom out. But let me show you here. Okay, all my commands are there inside the lab. So I'm going to switch over to this lab. If I open this lab, my exercises are there in this lab. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say cd and I'm going to say cd lab. So I'm going to switch over to the lab. So I'm now in the lab now. If I ls in the lab, you will notice that I have the ex.tcl, ex2.tcl and output.nam. The output.nam came because I have already run the uh, emulation here. So I get this one, okay, ex.tcl, ex2.tcl and output.nam. Now how to start the ns? Remember, my file that I'm using is this is the file, that is ex.tcl. This is this is there inside home directory, sigwin home directory, money home directory. Inside that there is one folder lab. Inside that there is ex.tcl. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say ns. I'm sorry, I'm going to click here. I'm going to say ns and I'm going to say ex.tcl. Okay, let me zoom out, and I have not pressed enter here as of now. Let me zoom out and then press enter. It will first create the simulator, and then it will start the NAM here. So it will NS will do the simulation and it will create this one. Now you notice that I created this source 1, source 2 and other things were not there. I'm going to make it as full screen over here. Now the minute you stop the thing, you see this thing. Now if it is not visible to you, you can click on here to zoom in or zoom out. Okay, you can do this. Also you can reset the layout, okay, any way you like it. But there is the easiest option is just click on this third one, edit view, and then make the things slightly easier for you the way you want to see it. Okay, so I think this is nice for me. I have the source and it flows to the destination and it will go to the sink. Let me show you the script here. At 0.5 action will start, at 4.5 action will stop. So I'm going to go to the beginning. So I'm at 0 0. If you see here, I'm at 0 0. That's my, I think 0 0. I think it's the last thing. Okay, 0 0. I'm at 0 0 and I'm going to, let's zoom out, and I'm going to start the simulator. Remember, up to 5 no actions will take place. Up to 5 I will just stop, and I'm going to show you. Remember, there is no action because up to 5, if you want I can zoom out and say up to 0.5 it is 0.34, up to 0.5 no action. Because why? Because according to the script, oops, Windows, okay, other Windows came here. Okay, I pressed the Windows button, and up to 0.5 there is no action. At 0.5 CVR will start generating the packet and it will start giving that packet to the other side. So till there is no action. So I'm going to just do that thing. When it comes to 0.5, you notice that it is 0.4. Something has appeared here. The reason for it is at 0.5. Look at the time, it is 0.504. Something is there, and now the action will begin. So if you see there, it's going to see the packet. It sent the packet, the acknowledgement, and if I reduce it, I'm going to reduce the speed. You notice that the packets are continuously being sent and acknowledgements are sent. So source will send the packet, destination will give the acknowledgement saying that I have received it. So this whole story will go up to 4.5, and when the time becomes 4.5, everything will come to an end. Okay, so it will keep on going and finally, let me go there. I'm going to just fast forward this one, because it has to go 4.5. remember, it has to go 4.5. I'm speeding it up because otherwise what will happen is video will become very lengthy, and there is no fun in looking at this whole story. Just 4.5, this is the last action. 4.5, it is not generating anything, but packets, remember it, look at the time here. Just I want to tell you something. Look at the time here, it has crossed 4.5. and but still there is an action. Why still there is an action? The packet which was generated at 4.5 has not reached its destination. It will take some time for it to reach to the destination, and then the acknowledgement has to come there. So it will reach, and the last acknowledgement will go to the other side. So this is the end. Then for the next point 30 seconds there is no action, and the simulation will stop. So you know very well. Okay, now let me stop it. There is no fun. The simulation is going to stop. If you go and if you look at where is my lab over here, it has generated the output.nam, and I'm going to just open it up and just show you what is there inside that output.nam. I'm just going to drag it to my notepad over here, and this is what it has generated. Now if you are wondering what are all these things, remember you have to read them in column wise. So this is one column, next is one more column, next is one more column. So there it is coming in 1 column. So there is a meaning, there is a header for all these columns. And what are these headers? So if you just look at here, something it is going to be there. Now if you are really interested, you can go and search the net for that. I am going to just show you the format. The first one is the event. The column that you notice over here, the first column is the event. So whether it is enqueuing it, dequeuing it, receiving it, dropped it. So what is happening? Okay, and many more. Okay, next is the time. Next is from where to the other side. What is the packet type, whether it is CBR or whether something else. What is the packet size? Any flags are there, and also you can say, you can give an ID to the flow, a source and a destination, as well as a sequence number. All these things continuously you can search this. It is freely available. If you just write search for the word like ns trace file format. Let me zoom in for you if you are not able to see it. If you just search for ns trace file format, and if you click on the images in in Google, if you search for the images, you will see many images that tell you how to read those content. Okay, this is what you are supposed to do in the second exercise. Suppose if you are interested in installing the NS2 on your Windows, just go for I prefer you go to the YouTube and then search how to install NS2 using Sigwin. Okay, that's all. Thank you for your interest. We will meet again in the next exercise.